I'm going to show you how to make a unit circle out of a square paper. So there's your square paper. I'm going to make it look similar to that. I'll put your degrees first and I'll label them with radian later, right? And I'll put all these numbers in there, okay? They're not that hard. So get your square paper, fold it in half, diagonally. So it goes like that. And then another diagonal, okay? Now, let's see, I'm not quite on the diagonal line, but that's okay, good enough, good enough. Okay, so there's your diagonal, I'm trying to crease it. Okay, now if you open it, if you do another one, so keep folding, so it's like 3 folds. All right, so now you got it look like that. Repeat the process, square paper, diagonal fold, once, twice, 3 times. So now if you open it, you got yourself a 90 degree, 45 degree, 125, 135, 180, and so on. So we're gonna label those, okay? I can draw a circle on the corner already, on the quarters, quarter circle. Try to make a circle on your paper, make a big circle out of it, it's fine. Like that. So here's what I got so far, okay? So here would be my 0, 90, 180. These diagonal lines are 45, okay? So let me label them. 0, 45, 90, 135, because they are 45 apart. So 180, 225, 270, 315. Okay, so I'll show you what I got so far. There. All right, so 0, that's 45, that's half of 90 degree. Easy to imagine. So here's 90. This is another 45 on top of the 90 and so on. So it goes around, all right? So now here's what you do. The 45, anytime you see a 45 or 135, these angles are always the same. So it's root 2 over 2. Okay, it never changes. The root 2 over 2 comes in pairs. They're twins, right? So root 2 over 2, you can label those already. So it's root 2 over 2. So I'm beginning to put my root 2 over 2 on this 45, right, diagonal. I'm gonna put root 2 over 2 here on this diagonal line. But this one has negative on the x-axis, for that being in the second quadrant. So I should have it like this. Okay, so that's that. And then in the bottom here, I have another root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2, but they're both negatives. Okay. And then on the last one should be the y is negative, and they're both root 2 over 2. Okay, so I got root 2 over 2 positive both on both ends, and negative on the x, root 2 over 2. So all of these root 2 over 2 has different signs if they are in different quadrant. I have a negative right here, so just make sure on that. So now that's done. Okay, that's part of it. So the next round would be fold this in half this way, vertically, and then fold it down this way, and then down this way. Let's try to make a quarter out of these, okay? So, like that. Not quarters, but try to make all the squares. So let me repeat the folding here. Oh, it's not too complicated. So in half, down, down, and over. Okay, half, down, down, and over. So now if you open it, you're gonna see like 4 squares on each of the quadrants you had. So now you had 16 squares altogether. So now on this point right here, this is your 30 degree. Here's your 60, and let me label them. So 30 degree, 60 degree, all right? So 30, 60. And on this crease right here, when it crosses the circle, I think you can see it. So this is your 120. This right here on the next one, it's 30 degree back from the 180, so that should be 150. Okay? And down here should be 210, so you can label those angles. And this would be 240, so 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, they go up by 30 degrees, so 270, here would be 300. Label that right there, 300, and this would be at 30, should be 330. Okay, now you can make the angle, just follow your crease or your line out, like that. I'll show you exactly what I'm doing down here. There. Okay. Now, on the 30-degree angle, just look at this. From this middle line, all the way to the top is 1 unit, 1 meter, 1 centimeters, 1 inch. So that means this is the height of 1/2, because it's half of 1 inch. So from here to here is 1 foot, 1 meter, 1 centimeter, whatever you call it, is 1 unit. So from here to here would be 1/2 of 1. And it happens on the left-hand side also. So I'm putting on the 150, I got the 1/2, right? This 1/2 is on the positive end. So on the 210, it's also the 1/2, but 1/2 should be on the negative side because you go down. On the 300, it's the same thing. So negative 1/2, okay? So right there. Now 1/2, it's always gonna come with √3/2. So 1/2 is pairing with a √3/2. The twins √2/2 are always together. So that's all you have to remember. So √3/2 like that. Now if you go this way, this whole length is 1 on the x values. So this would be 1/2. If you follow it up there, the x value is 1/2. And as mentioned earlier, if this is 1/2, this next value to it would be a √3/2. Okay, √3/2, like that. And then anytime you have 1/2 is √3/2, you can probably fill out the whole thing now, your entire unit circle, right? So this from the center out to the left is -1/2, -1 on the unit. So this would be -1/2. So up here, I will have a -1/2. So that's probably the easiest way, or not easiest, but one of the ways to remember how to make your own unit circle. Like that, okay? So now, how about the radian? I'm trying to run this under 10 minutes. So the radians is like this. You're gonna count 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6 on a 30-degree of units. So what I'm saying is, if you see a 30 mark, that's 1/6 or 1π/6. So that is a 30 mark, not the 45. The 45 is π/4 mark. So this is π/6. I call it 1/6. This I would call 2/6, but then if you reduce your 2/6, it would make it π/3. So 1/6, 2/6, that's π/3. This is also a 30 degrees apart, so I'm gonna make it a 3/6. But 3/6, if you reduce your 3/6 down, that should be 1/2. So this is 1/2, or π/2, by the way. All right. So 1/6, 2/6, 3/6 is 1/2. This line is 4/6, so I didn't draw the line yet. I can just draw the line right now. So this is 4/6. So my 4/6 is 2/3 if you reduce that. So this is 3/6, here's 4/6, reduced down to 2/3. You're gonna skip the middle line because that's 1/4, by the way. I'll talk about that line in just a moment. So now you got 3/6, 2/6. No, hold on, I lost it. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6. This would be 5/6. And you cannot reduce your 5/6, so it stays that way. Here's a 6/6, and you can complete the whole thing. Okay, due to the time I have here, I'm gonna try to get it Yeah, it's gonna go over 10 minutes. No, so now if I have 45 degree, all right, on the 45 degree mark, I'm gonna count 1/4. So 45 degree match with 1/4. So this is 1/4, okay? 1 pi over 4. So pi over 4, this is 2/4. It's the same thing as 3/6. It's the same thing as pi over 2, so we'll leave that alone. 1/4, 2/4, this is 3/4. So you're counting on the 45 degree. So this is 3 pi over 4, and then you cannot reduce your 3 pi over 4. I'm drawing the line in there now. So for 3 pi over 4, you cannot reduce it. There's my 3 pi over 4, so it stays that way. This is 4 pi over 4. So 4 on 4 should be 1 pi. Okay, so that's it. You can fill out the whole thing with the radian and degree mode. Remember, this length is 1. This is almost 1. This is half of 1. The number almost 1 is referred to as √3 over 2, is 0.86. All right, enjoy making it. See ya.